What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Sam Adams here, coming at you with the drop from a slightly different angle. The drop is a show that I do every week, going through the new releases that are coming out on the Tuesday of every week. I'm not going to hit all of them, but I will hit all the significant ones, and this happens every Monday. So if this sounds like your kind of thing, you might want to check some of the other ones out and subscribe if you want to keep up to date on the newest releases. But as of today, let's go ahead and get into it. First off, we have LEGO Batman 3 Beyond Gotham, and this is one of the beloved LEGO games that boost over 150 characters this time around. And basically, you are playing as any of the little DC characters, and Brainiac, which is a villain, is trying to shrink all of the planets and add them to a planet collection, and you play as Batman, or you primarily play as Batman, and you team up with the other DC heroes and some other smaller, like Conan O'Brien, I know is going to be in the game, and some other smaller people like that to help stop Brainiac. And it boasts that there are new powers with the different kinds of Green Lanterns you can play as, and some of the special abilities with each individual character. This one is actually priced at $50 on $50 on last gen, $60 on the current generation consoles, and $30 on Nintendo 3DS. If I were to play this, I would probably play it on 3DS, just because it seems like these LEGO games really belong on 3DS, and they probably tried pretty hard on that version, because a lot of kids play this game, even though it's not aimed primarily at children for the most part. So if you're into hidden adult humor and you like Legos and you like the LEGO games and all of that in general, this game is coming out this Tuesday. Next up, we've got PES 2015, and if you're not aware, that stands for Pro Evolution Soccer 2015. This is in direct competition with the FIFA series, much like Backbreaker was in competition with Madden. So obviously it's probably not going to live up to FIFA's hype, but the game runs on the Fox engine, so it's a lot smoother than in previous PES iterations. Basically, individual characters that you might know from the National Soccer League, or whatever they call it. I don't know, I'm not really into soccer. But each player has individual moves that are unique to that player, and that is included in the game. So if, say, you have a soccer player that runs a certain way, they tried to implement that way that that character runs into the regular game, which is pretty cool. And actually, that combined with the team aspect of everything means that you can play a certain team that will actually play the way that they would normally play in real life, making the same calls, etc. The goalie will act like he would in real life. It's a pretty cool innovation, and if it works out well, it could put them at a better advantage over FIFA. So if you're into soccer, or you like any of that kind of football playing games, I know that right here I have FIFA 14, so I might be upgrading to PES 2015 if a little bit of money comes my way. But if you're playing on last generation, you can pick this new game up for $40, and if you're playing on the new generation consoles, it is a solid $60. So next up, we've got a game that's been in development for 4 years, Assassin's Creed Unity, coming to us from Ubisoft Montreal. You play as Arnaud Dorian, and basically you are a Frenchman during the French Revolution, living in Paris, and you and your assassin colleagues or friends can help the French Revolution take off. Basically, they've updated the graphics software. Well, not really software, they've updated the graphics engine so that you can actually tell a difference. A lot of games boast that the new generation versions of the games have updated graphics. This literally looks better than any Assassin's Creed that I have seen before. The facial expressions are what they specifically hit on, and they say that you can get more emotionally attached to characters, aka they look pretty frickin' sweet. There's faster parkour climbing also, so if you're one of the ones that climbs up walls extremely quickly like I do, then you'll enjoy this game. A new thing is that co-op has been integrated into the single player, which is something we haven't seen before. Usually it's been in a separate part of the game, and unfortunately that means that a lot of players don't get to experience it. But the fact that it is integrated directly with the single player means that a lot more people are going to be playing it, and that might mean a new kind of Assassin's Creed that we haven't seen before. Another thing that they boast about is that there are 5,000 characters on screen at one time, which is really impressive considering the hardware that a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox One has. This game, I have no doubt, is going to look beautiful on PC. Also, the interiors of churches and houses and stuff like that has been really, really upgraded since Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. And the entire city is on an almost 1-to-1 scale ratio with Paris of this exact time period. So if you're into the historical accuracy, there is your little cookie. Obviously, this is going to be $60 as any full, AAA title release is going to be. but it's only coming out on new generation consoles. If you're interested in a new Assassin's Creed on last generation consoles, on the same day Assassin's Creed Rogue is coming out for the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 and PC, I believe, also. And if you're interested in learning more about that, I would recommend you check out this video right here that I made last week talking about Assassin's Creed Rogue and what exactly it is. I feel like I go into a pretty good depth of what it is. So if you're interested in that, I would give that a look. So finally, the Halo Master Chief Collection. Basically, this is Halo Combat Evolved, Halo 2, Halo 3, and Halo 4, all remastered in 60 frames per second, 1080p HD. So what they did is they basically took the Combat Evolved remaster that we saw in 2011 on the Xbox 360 and upped the ante to 60 frames per second, 1080p constant on that. They completely redid Halo 2 for the first time, so that's the one that's going to look the best. Then on Halo 3 and Halo 4, they buffed it up to 60 frames per second and to run at a solid 1080p. So ultimately what you're seeing is a repackaging of Combat Evolved, a complete, utter, and total redoing of Halo 2, and then a kind of upgrade on Halo 3 and Halo 4. Halo 4 you cannot really notice a difference on that I've noticed whenever I'm watching gameplay, just because the game was so beautiful when it first came out. But what a lot of people are excited about is the fact that the Halo 2 multiplayer is coming back, and they've remastered every bit of that. Basically, I read somewhere that it's pretty much 10 remastering projects in one, so obviously a lot of work has been put into this. But Halo Master Chief Collection is going to be coming out on Tuesday. It's going to be $60. But obviously, if you're a huge Halo fan like me, that $60 is nothing because you're getting basically 5 games if you include the redone Halo 2 multiplayer in one. So $60 is a small price to pay. This actually might sell me on Xbox One, but that's a discussion for another day. This is coming out, like I said, for $60, and of course it's only on Xbox One. So there you guys have it. There's the releases coming out this week. Please leave me a comment down below telling me what you're looking forward to the most, whether it be the new Assassin's Creed or Assassin's Creed Rogue or even Halo Master Chief Collection, or if you're really into Batman or soccer, please leave me a comment. Even if the game isn't in what I discussed, please leave it down below. If you wouldn't mind dropping me a like if you enjoyed this video, and if you get a second, head over to my channel and check out some of my other content. I post a lot of videos and I try really hard to make them high quality. So if you take a look at that, I would be much appreciative of you. And as always, I want to thank each and every one of you for taking the time to watch this video, and I will talk to you soon. Peace.